run. Oh my God.
Hi, this is Kim Campbell at PlantPure Nation, and we're in Raleigh, North Carolina at Frank Smith's house. Tonight we're going to be making cauliflower walnut tacos, and we're doing this with Frank Smith and his family. Frank is kind of special in our family because he was
special.
one of the first people that Nelson reached out to about 4 years ago, 2013.
I think it was.
Right, and we were doing jump starts, and Nelson had this great idea to make a documentary. So Frank was our cinematographer. I know there's a better word for it. Tell me what it was again.
Big kahuna.
Okay.
Director of photography makes me feel more snobbish.
Yeah. So Frank, tell us what you thought when Nelson first approached you.
Well, I had no idea what was going on. A mutual friend said, oh, I've got this guy, there's a movie that he wants to cut down so that all it does is speak about health issues. And I said, well, I've got to watch it to see what it would take to edit out anything that doesn't refer to that. And of course, it was Forks Over Knives. And I'd never heard of it. I watched it, and at the end of it, I kind of sat there dumbfounded and went, oh, damn, I'm going to have to change my diet. So,
because you have to walk the talk.
I did. Well, it just, you know, it was just so obvious. I mean, it was painfully obvious to the point that there was just no other response I could have had at the time. So
after you met Nelson, you watched Forks Over Knives.
Yeah, and then
did you read the Chinese study?
I didn't really read a lot of it. I was sold. I was just plain old sold. The health benefit alone was my primary focus. My family is full of heart attacks, so that it spoke pretty powerfully to that.
So after you switched, did you feel better? Did you have any sort of great side effects, or?
A lot of things happened. I didn't do it 100% immediately.
You didn't wake up
I pretty much did. I mean, I did about a 75-80%.
That's pretty good.
Switch. And to this day, it's a learning experience. And I think most people, the important thing that I came away from watching that movie and this experience is it's all about the food and being able to find things that you like. It's not substitution, it's just replacing. Simplest thing we do.
That, replacing.
Yeah, cow's milk to some sort of other milk.
Yeah.
That was the simplest thing. That's the thing I tell people that I come across.
And you live 2 blocks from Whole Foods, so
Yeah,
that's no excuses, right?
They know me well in their financing department. So.
Yeah. So because it's all about the food, that's why we're here. Frank's a great cook. He loves his Instant Pot, and you've now joined the family of 2 Instant Pots. When you get really strange about Instant Pots, you get your second one because you've got to cook your rice and your beans, which is what we're doing tonight.
It's a sickness.
It is a sickness. It is. So Frank is making black beans and brown rice, and you already cooked the rice.
It all is pretty much done.
The rice came to pressure, so we're just gonna
Have a look.
release the pressure.
All right. It already
came down. It's good. So the rice is done.
Well, should we have a look at it?
Yeah, sure. So I told Frank, I always like, when I make brown rice, I love to season it. So I told him to put some Mexican spices in there and, kind of get it hopping a little bit. What did you put in there?
This is short grain brown rice, and it's probably not going to look anywhere. You can see a little color in there. We've got.
Why do you use short grain brown rice?
Because it tastes fantastic,
Sticky
and
starchy.
it's like risotto, to me.
Love it.
And it's tasty. A lot of people feel like when they change to this kind of diet, some of the food is like, ooh, that's kind of cardboard-ish. I like this because I actually would prefer it.
Really good.
I prefer this over, a white rice or just any sort of processed rice by far.
It's a little more expensive.
Yeah. I wish there was a place to get it. I get the same thing.
You can get it in the bulk section. I've seen it at Whole Foods, but to tell you the truth, I don't think it's always cheaper.
Yeah.
You can order online.
Well, in Costco is somewhere that I buy a lot of stuff. That's where I got my black beans. I bought a bag of their organic black beans. I can't remember what I paid for them, but it was very, very reasonable.
So you cook all your beans from dry?
I do. I do a couple of cups and put onion and celery.
So say it slowly. So 2 cups of black beans.
Onions.
And celery. How much celery?
I don't know. I like a lot of it. I put probably 4 to 6 stalks of celery in it, and 1 big onion or a couple of little ones, and one of those things of vegetable stock. You know, what is it? 4 cups, maybe 4 or 5 cups, and I put them in for an incredibly long time. It's like 80 minutes.
I put it in for 70 minutes after you told me. Frank cooks his beans for 90 minutes under high pressure.
I did 80 today.
Yeah, because I think what it is that you like those beans to really get starchy and soft and kind of turn it into a thick, almost like a beef gravy.
Let's see what we got here. This is probably going to, oh, it's still, oh, it's almost done. All right, so.
It's releasing the pressure now?
I did 80 minutes of cooking, and it's been at low pressure for almost half an hour. So the steam is all but gone, but they won't really be done yet because they're going to need to be stirred, but I'll pull them out and we'll have a look.
So I did Frank's bean recipe, and I ended up putting an immersion. I cooked it a little bit shorter, and then I put my immersion blender in and just pulsed it a little bit, and I got something kind of like refried beans. It was delicious. Do you know you can do this?
Yeah.
You don't like to do that?
Get that block, because I'm going to pick it all up, and it's going to be in my way.
I've seen people do it on the edge of your Instant Pot.
Let's have a look at these. See, this isn't going to really look horribly different. I'm going to bring my spoon too. All right, camera operator. My 12-year-old daughter is our camera operator. Can you bring that over? Bring it over and poke it in here. You see what these look like? They don't really look.
Oh my gosh.
But look what happens, even just while I'm stirring them right now.
They're breaking.
Yeah, and they're gonna. It's all gonna thicken up. Now that I've stirred them, I'll put it back in and on the low heat.
And so this is what you would have for dinner. Just you'd have this over rice.
Yeah, yeah, and maybe put some avocado or pico or.
Do you ever put anything in this, like squash or potatoes or anything?
I'd put carrot. I would put carrots. Because I love carrots. You should eat more of what you like. But anyway, you can see that's already starting to get soupier.
I call those the killer Frank beans.
And you know what I'm going to say about killer, don't you?
No.
Yes, she does. Yeah. She's going to have to laugh because beans, they do.
Oh, I just did a blog on it the other day.
You did.
The musical fruit.
Well, it's not the music so much that's the problem, but never mind.
You know what? It's a sign of health, though, because you're getting more fiber and more. Don't make me laugh. You're getting more fiber and a lot more starch, and that's just the sign effect of the whole food plant-based diet.
Well, I don't know about at your house, but around here, it's when I pass gas, it's disgusting. But when my wife or daughter do it, it's hilarious. How does that work?
I don't know. So I'm making cauliflower walnut tacos, and the cauliflower and the walnuts are. What that is, it's going to kind of be the meat of the taco, the beef. And I was a little bit reluctant when I tried this recipe. It's all over the web, and I've known about cauliflower walnut tacos forever, and I thought, I'll just give it a whirl. It is really good. So what you're going to do is put a cup of walnuts in your food processor, and then I'm going to add an onion to it, and I just sort of roughly cut the onions. I didn't really dice it or anything, but I roughly cut the onions. So we'll put one of those in there. If you wanted to, you could put mushrooms in here. I'm not going to tonight. And then I'm going to add the cauliflower. And, I actually cut it up a little bit just so it'll fit in here. This was a pretty big cauliflower. Now that you're over here, Rachel, I want to share with them something else you can do. If you really don't want to do this process, I saw this at Trader Joe's, and a lot of the places now have cauliflower rice. You can also get it in the frozen food section too, and I've never tried it, so I don't know how that would work. But we're going to put that in the food processor. It's going to take a few minutes, probably 2 minutes to get it ground up. I'm getting any questions, Brad?
Well, apparently we got a buzzing noise. We're going to do that. Let's just take that microphone off.
complaining about a buzzing noise?
Your daughter, Whitney, is saying I'm getting a funny buzzing noise, so we're just going to pop this on.
Okay, you know what I forgot to ask you for?
What's that?
Big bowl. So this is what it looks like a big sort of mixing bowl.
Oh, sure.
This is what it looks like. It's kind of grainy.
Well,
And the nuts actually give it a really nice texture. And I had someone write in and they wanted to know, if I don't want to use nuts, what else can I use? If you don't want to use nuts, you could use mushrooms, you could use lentils, you could use even quinoa, just experiment and try different things. But I would, if I wasn't going to use nuts, I would definitely try lentils.
how's that?
That's
One
pretty
bigger?
good. Well, it's okay. We're just going to put the spices in here.
I got a great big one if you want.
This is good. So cauliflower takes on the flavor. This is going to take on the flavor of whatever you put in it. So if you go around and look at different recipes on the web, they have all kinds of different Mexican blends. So I thought, well, I'll just put my spin on it. If you don't want to put your spin on it, there's something else you can cheat with. I had them here.
What do you need?
They were like, oh, here it is.
Ah.
Taco blends. There's a Trader Joe's had a taco blend, and then Simply Organic has a taco blend. You could use this, but I'm going to give you a warning. These have a lot of salt and sodium in them, so spice blends do, unless you use like a Mrs. Dash. That's why I tend to make my own spice blends, but they're certainly out there. And if you're not worried about sodium, then you could use them or use less of them. But I'm going to put chili powder in here, about 2 tablespoons of chili powder, and smoked paprika. That's about 1 teaspoon. You could put liquid smoke in there if you wanted to. Cumin, oregano. This is onion powder and garlic powder, 1 teaspoon each. And then I'm going to put a little bit of lime juice in there because I like sort of a lime flavoring. Did we get rid of that noise?
I think so. I don't know. Nobody's talking to me.
Seems like every week there's something. Last week it was the video, the picture quality. So then you're going to mix it up. And the thing about the cauliflower walnut tacos is you could season it with an Italian blend. You could put fennel seed in it. You get more of a sausage flavor. And then you can put it on top of pizza. You could make stuffed red peppers with it. What else could you do with it?
I suppose you could rub it in your armpits and.
No telling what Frank
Let might come out of here. I know, it's a bit of a problem.
That's okay. That's why we like you.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't get me put in jail, I'm doing all right.
Yeah. So stir it up really well. I put a little bit of salt in it. You can salt it however you want it. You can make it really spicy. And then I'm going to put it on parchment paper. Stan, you want to do that for me?
Sure. Anyway, we'll plop it on there. Yep. Here we go. Big dump. Huh?
And we're going to put it in the oven at about 400 degrees. It's kind of like cooking granola. It's going to dry out. It's an interesting texture.
I mean, I can see that, this is going to change when it's...
Spread it all around.
I just don't want to go off the edge here.
Here,
you know how it is with me. I'm close to the edge already.
Yeah, he's close to the edge, definitely. Frank made our days. He made us all smile and laugh on those rough, cold, wintry days when we were.
I think your husband. I think he still doesn't quite get it. I say things, ridiculous things to him, and he still looks at me and kind of like, is he kidding?
We all do. It's okay. It's what makes life fun. I was a middle school teacher, so.
Oh, you've heard all kinds of things.
I've heard all kinds of things. Yeah. So then we're going to put it in the oven and bake it. Keep an eye on it because it cooks pretty quickly. Bake it for about 15-20 minutes. Go in there, turn it around a little bit, and then put it back in another 15 minutes. Grand total of about 30 minutes. I have convection. You don't have convection, do you?
Not over there. No. No, I'd like to get rid of that thing, but one of these days.
So I'm going to put this in here and warm it up.
Oh, this is the already done.
It's already done.
The magic of television.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to make a dressing. And oftentimes if we have taco night, I lay everything out. I get some corn and some olives, tomatoes, peppers, green onions, and avocado. But I'm not going to make guacamole. A lot of times I make guacamole, but tonight I'm going to make a cilantro lime dressing from the new PlantPure Kitchen cookbook.
Oh, no, there's a plug.
There's a plug. I did use the cilantro lime dressing, and there it is. So you can screenshot it if you want.
I just wanted to show what's happened to these beans in just a few minutes. I mean, doesn't that look a lot? Can you see that? I mean, it just looks a lot thicker. You see how?
And I bet when you put this in the refrigerator,
oh yeah,
the next day
it's like
refried beans.
It's not like a brick, but it is. That's what it's like. It's like refried beans.
Yeah,
that's how I like them.
Do you do that with pinto beans too?
I have. I prefer black beans, so I do a lot more of those.
Somebody was telling me today, Laura Dietrich, our health coach, said they used white lima beans, dried white lima beans.
That should be good.
And they cooked those, and she said they were really good. They put onions and celery and seasoned it. Good. Okay, so dressings. I love to make dressings. I never ever make any dinner without a sauce or a dressing. So I'm going to start with orange juice, and I apologize. I normally would use a fresh orange and squeeze it.
We got questions here.
Yeah, I'll read them out.
I'll read them. Go ahead, Rachel.
Okay. So the first question I get says, is the cauliflower taco recipe in the book?
It is not in the new cookbook because it was me just playing around this week. I am always trying new recipes. It's just fun.
Wait for the third book. It'll be in that.
No, not for a while anyways. But I'm always playing around with recipes and trying different things, try other people's recipes, make up recipes. So I got tired of those recipes. Those were last year.
Well, but you're going to post this, right?
Yeah, this is already posted. It's part of the Cauliflower Taco. I embedded it in that. So you should have everything at your fingertips. I put a half a cup of water in there, and I'm going to put about a half a cup of orange juice. This is a nice way to sweeten it, and it gives it that little bit of citrus. Let's make sure they don't.
So I have another question too about recipes. It says, is the bean and rice recipe in the book?
No.
No, it's secret, and it's going to cost you a lot of money to get it. No, it's real simple. She'll post it.
I'll
but I mean,
post it.
It's so easy.
Yeah, pay attention. I will post it on the PlantPure recipes, so we'll put it up there. But it's super simple. But for a lot of people, it's not simple because the Instant Pot is. If they don't have an Instant Pot.
Well, that is the key. That is the key.
So I'm going to put a couple of fresh garlic cloves. I put a quarter cup of orange juice in there, a half a cup of water, and then I'm putting 3 garlic cloves in there. I think you could just put a couple of dates in there because the orange juice, put a couple of dates in there and then increase the lime juice a little bit because that's
that would pretty much approximate it with the citrus and the essence.
And then I'm going to put a jalapeno in there, and I took the ribs out. These are the ribs, and I took the seeds out because if you don't take the ribs and the seeds out, it's going to be really spicy. And I was only going to put a half in here, but Frank said they like things spicy, and I'm making dinner for them tonight, so they're going to have a whole jalapeno in there.
Well, you'll know I am spicy.
And then we're going to put
some
cilantro in there, a little bit of lime juice, a couple tablespoons. I'm going to measure it since I have to feed people with it, and I don't want you guys to get.
Here's my girlfriend. Don't tell my wife.
Who's your girlfriend? Where's your girlfriend?
She's up the stairs.
Oh, yeah, we have one of those too.
There she is.
Yeah, Oliver's not here tonight. We have, what's her name?
Which one?
Say it out loud. We don't say it out loud or she'll come.
Yeah, really. I'll really be in trouble.
Oh, we should talk about Karen. I thought you were talking about
my other girlfriend?
With the dog.
Oh, no. She's a real dog. No,
Can we bring her in that camera?
we
No?
can, but she'll probably jump all over us.
She just flew away. Okay.
You can
And
bring her
then-
out if you want.
You see, I put, bye Karen. I put 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Sorry, I said her name. And then maple syrup. If you didn't want this and you were going to use dates, that would be fine too. We'll put a little bit of that in there. That kind of
I
takes.
forget about dates. I just forget to use them, and I just did recently. But you really need to blend the heck out of them.
You do.
And
You do. And if you don't forget to take the pits out, then
Oh,
you end up with, we've done that before too.
yeah, no, I get pitted ones. I
A
made,
little bit of cumin.
yeah. But there aren't many blenders that'll deal with that, and unfortunately, they're expensive.
You know, you can take, if you want, you can take your dates and soak them. And they'll get a little bit mushy, just like you would your nuts.
I'm not touching the dates or the nuts now.
So I'm gonna put a little bit of salt in here, and this is Frank's Himalayan.
Again,
salt.
Costco. I buy a lot of stuff there. They have really, stores these days have really made an effort to go put all of their stuff in the organic category. I mean, it's Himalayan pink salt. I mean, what?
Some people have asked which salt is better and which one's healthier. They're all the same. But they
You
have
gotta
different
think.
flavors, but they're all, you know,
You
they
would
all have
think, I mean,
sodium in
they
them.
have a bunch of different trace elements, and I don't know which is, you know, I like this one.
You know, if you want to know about salt, go to Michael Gardner.
yeah.
His
yeah.
website, nutritionfacts.org.
Yeah.
He will tell you everything there is to know. So I'm going to turn this on. Yours is different than mine.
Yeah, here you gotta flip the on switch, and then you want it to smoothie or you want to control it.
Control it.
There, that's low and then that's high. So this will turn it on, and then you can find
What'd I do?
Well, you broke it. You gotta buy me a new one.
This is very different than mine.
This just you can use this for a start stop. This start stop, and then this is. And you put pulse. You want a pulse, you can pulse here. It's getting away from you, Clatter.
Oh, I know. That's an interesting Vitamix. It's funny, they're all a
They're
little
all
bit
different. They're all a little different. The controls. Yeah.
So,
I don't know what do you do with
it
that.
gets a little bit, oh, we forgot to put the avocado in there. I was going to say,
Details.
it gets a little bit thicker. We forgot to put the avocado in there. See, that's what happens when I'm talking. There was
Well, you didn't.
Do you want to show, while we're doing that, do you want to show your avocado contraption?
Sure. It's a cheap little device. You get it on eBay or I don't know where else you can get it, but it has a little cutting thing. You can cut it with this. This item, you twack it down on the seed and pop it out.
Pop the seed right out.
Pop it right out. And then with this, if you want sections, you just put it in there and pull it through and boom.
That's pretty neat.
Which, and for this purpose, doesn't really matter because we're going to blend it up. But if you're doing it for sandwiches or something, it's pretty helpful.
Okay, you blend it.
Okay, yeah.
So, how many kitchen gadgets have you had in your life?
I have all of them, which my wife questioned from the start. She said that she didn't know any guys who had their own melon baller, other than me. So.
So it's great to make mistakes in front of everybody because I forgot to put the main part in the Vitamix. It's kind of a cross between a dressing. I'll come to you, Rachel. It's kind of a cross between a dressing and a guacamole. Can you see it? It's kind of thick, and it gets thicker the more it sits. And if you don't want to use an avocado, I don't really know what a good substitute would be because it just really gives a nice texture to it. So that's what we're going to have for our tacos. You guys are going to have a lot of leftover dressing, and I'm making a mess out of your floor.
Oh, wow.
So how about we plate all this stuff? There go my glasses. We plate all this stuff.
All right.
Show them what it looks like.
Get.
This is probably a little darker than I want it to
Which
look.
one? What are you looking for?
The spatula is too dark.
What, you want melon ball?
Oh, no, thank you. Just a spatula. Yes. I don't know why I didn't look over
Well, I've got varieties of these.
there. Rachel, I'm going to hold this up.
This might be easier for you.
Doesn't it look like ground beef?
It does.
It actually tastes really good. This is a little darker because I was heating it up. I made this afternoon. But I'm going to start keeping this in my refrigerator. I'm going to put it on salads and pizza and different things just because it's
That
kind
looks
of
great.
a fun meat substitute.
Don't you want plate? What else? Can we get?
Taco shells. I had brought some taco shells.
Here they are.
So taco shells, I have a lot to say about them. No, I don't know if I brought them yesterday. There's different brands of corn tortillas. This is a sprouted one. These are a little harder to work with. You have to steam them and heat them up. Have you worked with those?
And I haven't.
Yeah.
We get a question about the ground beef, I'm pretty sure.
Mhm.
The ground beef. It says, is the texture crunchy?
It can be. If you cook it for a long time, it gets crunchy, and especially on the outer edges. It's like granola. It sits in there, it definitely gets a little bit. But that's not crunchy.
No, not now, but I can see how it could
It could
become
if you
that way if
overcooked
you
it.
just dried it out more, cooked it longer,
Yeah.
dried, made
These
it.
are what my family loves. These are the corn and wheat Trader
Mhm.
Joe's tortillas. I love those because they're soft, but they do have wheat in them. So if you're looking for gluten-free, you're not going to get it there. And I have these little thingamajigs to make tacos with. They look like this. And so you can put the tortilla down in here and then just put them in the oven and bake them for 6 to 8 minutes. And you end up with something that looks like that.
I also have another question. What is the macros for the taco no beef, protein wise?
What is the what?
Macros, MACROS.
The nutrients for the,
It's protein.
yeah.
Oh,
I don't use fake meats because a lot of fake meats, most of them, all of them have isolated soy proteins. They have texturized protein, and it's really highly processed. So the more you can get away from processed fake meats, the better off you are.
here comes that question again.
Here comes it again.
What the protein looks like for the taco no beef.
Okay.
I think what they're wanting to know is how much protein is in that.
Well, it's got a cup of walnuts in there. I don't know how many grams of protein.
Yeah.
But that's, when I cook, I don't really think about that. I just eat a lot of variety and I eat whole foods. I think too, people look at nutrients on the side of a box of a processed food and they think that is always the God-given truth. Just remember who sets our RDAs. The company. But this is the meat, so I'm going to put it inside this. And then what I would do is just give it to my family, and they would load it up whatever way they want, top it with guacamole sauce, or that's a cilantro lime. And then we're going to have rice and beans on the side. And
Works for me. Should we do that?
sure,
Shall we make one pretty?
sure.
All right, I'll put some rice and beans on.
I also have a question about where did you get that taco dish?
Where did I get the little bowls? I got these bowls at a friend of mine gave these to me from Bed Bath & Beyond, but I found a bunch at a thrift store. And I bought them. These are really nice, and when I make them, I season this. I put lime juice and chili powder and salt and pepper, and then I put it in here. So if you were to eat this, it would taste really good and crunchy.
So check out what's happened with the beans already here. You can see how that is almost like refried beans, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So should we put some of this stuff in there? Let me get a spoon.
And we'll put some onions.
Oh yeah, we should probably just.
Yeah. My kids love taco night. They used to. They're not home anymore, but it's a great kid kid meal.
Well,
Right,
it's not a
right,
variety.
Rachel?
You fix
Yeah.
your own and you make it the way you want it. That looks really good.
Yeah.
And if you wanted to, you could just make a big salad. If it were me making it for myself, I'd probably have a lot of greens, and then I would have the rice and the beans and the taco, the walnut taco meat, and then just top it with vegetables.
I'm looking for some salsa for those, the rice and
Yeah, I
beans.
forgot to bring salsa. You can't
I've got
have salsa.
I've got some.
It looks like you got a Costco salsa.
Yeah. And what am I getting for all of this free advertising for them?
I know.
Nothing.
I know, I say the same thing with things. Are there any more questions, Rachel?
Let me see
So
here.
you know, I love this salad dressing. It's actually one of my favorite dressings. But Nelson struggles with it because he doesn't like cilantro. You know, some people,
Oh, yeah.
cilantro tastes like soap to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And apparently it tastes like soap to Nelson. So I don't use a lot of cilantro. So he's not here, so I'm just dumping it in everything because I love it.
And I heard it varies with people's taste buds.
What's that?
It varies with people's different taste buds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some people, that's just what their, predisposition is. Okay. Are you
Oh.
and your family compliant? Well, we're sort of a mixed bag here. We have Rachel, my 12-year-old, who, come on over here. Come on over here. Rachel got involved with this because I did, and so did my wife, Karen. And Rachel, I don't know how much, what would you say the percentage of non-meat, non-dairy do you eat?
65?
I think you're probably a little bit more. I think maybe 70%. Her diet has changed a lot. I mean, it's radically different. I mean, she would never want to go to like a McDonald's.
No.
Just doesn't want to. She has flax milk instead of cow's milk.
What's the hardest thing for you to give up? Not that you always give it up, but the thing that's hardest.
Yeah, that you want, or
That's hard.
maybe chicken.
Yeah, probably chicken because that's in a lot of things.
Yeah.
Probably cheese because you could we use this.
Nutritional yeast flakes, those are good.
Yeah.
That's a good. Do you guys make cheese sauces sometimes with?
We haven't done much of that. We do. What's your favorite dish that we have?
Sweet potato tacos.
Yeah,
Or-
sweet potato tacos.
With black
That
beans.
or with the black beans,
Yeah.
or enchiladas.
Mhm.
We make those. Oh,
You get
phone is
touched.
going wild.
But it's most difficult when I'm at school because
I bet.
you go to public school and have some pizza occasionally or if you don't take your lunch, it's really hard to get a good lunch from.
And if you bring something unusual to school, like your dad's black beans and rice, do you get the third degree from your kids?
No, my assistant principal came up to me at one lunch. She's like, "Oh, what's that?"
What's
no.
And
What
were
did
they
you
impressed?
say?
What did you say? I mean,
And I said, "It is sweet potatoes and black beans." And he said, "Okay."
they're gone.
Just walked away.
Couple more
A
questions.
lot of adults are worse than kids.
Yeah. Can you make the dressing without the cilantro?
Yes.
Sure.
You absolutely can. You could put basil in it. Basil would be really nice. If Nelson were here tonight, that's definitely what I would have used.
And are cauliflower and walnuts better than lentils in tacos?
I have never made cauliflower lentils, or just roasting lentils, but I'm sure it would be great. Lentils would be a great substitute for walnuts.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
walnuts are going to have more
Texture,
Fat
it's
and-
got more
and-
texture.
and protein, therefore, or will they?
Yeah, there's more
No.
fat and protein.
I also I have another question. It says, "What kind of texture and mouthfeel does this filling have?"
Can you explain that?
I just put it in my mouth and go no, like that. I don't know. How would you explain that? It's
Actually, it's been a long time since I've had taco hamburger meat.
yeah.
I think it's pretty close. No,
It looks like, I don't know. Let me.
it's been a long time. You should try it.
Grab a.
Come join us.
You try some. Want a bite?
Sure. I think it tastes like, I think it tastes pretty darn
That's
close.
really good.
Yeah.
Can I try some?
It's, yeah.
Could you
It's
imagine though,
reminiscent of it. It's I'm
what if you,
quite happy with
I mean,
that.
wouldn't it be interesting if you seasoned it with Italian seasoning, fennel seeds, and you put some onions in there, and you put it on pizza,
Why not?
like a sausage plate? It tastes
Yeah,
like
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you put in it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Very good.
No, that would work.
That is really good. Yeah.
That would definitely work.
yeah, I like that spicy.
And the texture
So,
is good.
I don't know.
I like the
It just-
texture, yeah.
The texture is good. It's
Mhm.
it's not. It's different than a meat, but it's enough of a texture that you feel like you're eating something that it's reminiscent of meat. And one of the things a lot of people do is they want to have something that, oh, that's just like meat.
Yeah.
Well, and for me, I did early on, but then after a while, it's just sort of like, no, I just like that. I like it the way it
To me,
is.
it's the flavors that were
Right, right.
doing a number in my mouth.
And some texture.
Some textures.
You need
yeah.
some texture in
Yeah.
food because otherwise it's all the same.
It's definitely not as chewy as hamburger.
No.
No.
It's softer,
Mhm.
but it's worth trying.
Yeah.
All right, we probably overwent our time limit. We're at about, 35 minutes or so.
Yeah.
If we don't have any more questions, we're gonna call it a night.
We're gonna
Thank
eat.
you so much, Frank, for doing this.
Oh, thanks for having.
Well, see, that's what happens when Nelson goes to Toronto. We get all kinds of fun people in here that know how to cook. Nelson did, he did grits last week, which was interesting.
I wish I could have seen that.
I have a question. It says, where can we find this recipe? So later.
This recipe is on if you go to PlantPure Pods, it's posted. We posted it on Facebook. It's posted before this site. I think when we were advertising that we were doing Facebook Live, it was on. It's also on the PlantPure Chef, which is my Facebook page. So, and there's a ton of cauliflower walnuts and tongue twister tacos on the web, because that's actually where I got my inspiration. I have no idea who came up with this concoction, but it's pretty
Well, it's great.
Yeah.
It's really.
I have no idea what we're going to do next Thursday.
Nelson said he's going to show up and wear a dress
You think?
and high heels.
Okay.
We also
Just
have
trying
a
to get lots of viewers, right?
we have a
Well, that's what he told me. I don't know if he's lying. But.
we have a suggestion that you could also put this ground meat-ish thing in pasta sauce.
You
Too.
can. That's what I was thinking. And you know what I would do? I would make the marinara, and then at the end,
Put
when
that
I'm plating it, I'd put it on the top
Yeah.
like it's.
Because otherwise it would get soggy in the tomato
Yeah.
sauce. It
You
wouldn't
could put
hold up.
nutritional yeast flakes in
Yeah.
it, and that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my kids actually made this today, and she said it was great. She really liked it. So at least give it a try. I've been looking at this recipe far too long before I actually tried it. So. All right, we're going to sign off. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next Thursday night.